Dear students, so this is the remaining part of the chapter number 11, that is human body and organ system. Now in this video we will be learn about the blood, what are the constitute of the blood and blood donation, blood pressure and how to measure the blood pressure. Now see, first we will understand what is blood. The blood is a red colored fluid material and it is a fluid connective tissue. So the oxygenated blood is deep red in color. It is salty in taste and it is having pH 7.4. So oxygenated blood is carried out through the arteries from the heart towards the entire body. And blood is composed of mainly two components. First is a plasma cell, plasma, and the blood cells. Okay, so blood is composed of plasma and the blood cells. So this is the plasma, and blood cells consist of red blood cells, that is known as RBC, white blood cell, that is known as WBC, and platelets. So here they are the platelets. Plasma is a pale yellow color fluid. As you can see in this picture, this is a pale yellow color fluid and it contains 92% water, proteins and little amounts of salts. Okay, and the red blood cells, which is known as RBCs, they are the circular enucleated cells. Enucleated means they are having the nucleus, and these cells appears the red in color because they contains the hemoglobin. Oxygen dissolves in the blood due to the presence of this hemoglobin. Okay, now RBCs are produced in the red bone marrow and it is live for about 100 to 127 days. Now next is a WBC, it is known as white blood cells. These are the large nucleated and colorless cells. Okay, so as you can see, this is the WBC, large hai, and this is the colorless cells. Now in blood, 5 types of the WBCs are present, which is known as basophils, eosinophils, neutrophils, monocytes and lymphocytes. As like the RBCs, WBCs are also produced in the red bone marrow. WBCs are also known as soldier of the bloods because it fights against the foreign substance which enters into the body and which are responsible for causing the different types of diseases. For example, bacteria, viruses. So WBCs helps to increase in our immune system. These cells attack the pathogen and protect us from the microbial diseases. Now next is the platelets. This is the platelets. These are extremely small cells and platelets participate in the blood clotting process. So RBCs, WBC and platelets. RBCs carries the oxygenated blood due to the presence of hemoglobin. WBC acts as an immune system. It is also known as soldier of the blood or our body because it fights against the foreign substances or particles which enters in our body, and platelets are responsible for the blood clotting. Now next part is function of the blood. So as we have seen that RBC carries oxygenated blood from the heart to the entire body. So transport of gases. Now next is the transport of nutrients. With oxygen, it also carries some small nutrients like glucose, amino acid, fatty acids through the blood to the entire body. Now next is transport of waste material. Nitrogenous waste like ammonia, urea, creatinine are released by the tissue into the blood, which carries those to the kidney for excretion. Next is the protection. Antibodies are produced in the blood and they protect the body from the microbes and other harmful particles. For example, WBC white blood cells is also responsible for the protection from diseases. Next is the transport of enzyme and hormones. So blood transport the enzymes and the hormones from the site of their production to the entire body or to the site of their action. Now next is the thermoregulation. Body temperature is maintained constant at 37 degrees Celsius by vasodilation or vasoconstriction. Now you have to find the answer, that is what is vasodilation and what is vasoconstriction. This is the vasodilation, vasoconstriction. Find the meaning of these two terms and write in your CW book. Now next is the maintaining the balance of the minerals like sodium and potassium in our body. Now next is if bleeding occurred at the injury. So platelets, as we have seen, the platelets plays a very important role in the blood clotting. It is also known as blood clotting factor. So if any bleeding occurs at the site of the injury, platelets and the protein which is known as fibrinogen of the blood, they form a clot and seal that injury. Now next is human blood group. So depending upon the proteins like antigens and the antibodies. Okay, antigens and the antibodies, different types of the blood groups are present. So there are 4 main types of the blood groups. Type A, that is a blood group A, B, AB and O. So see, if antigen A is present, then type A blood group. Antigen B is present, type B blood group. If both the antigens are present on the surface of the RBC, so blood group AB is present. If no antigen is present, then type O blood group. Now see, person with the blood group O can donate the blood to the person which is having the any other blood group, whereas a person with the AB blood group can accept or receive the blood from the person with the any other blood group. So it can donate or AB can receive the blood from any other blood group. That means blood group O is called as a universal donor and blood group AB is known as universal acceptor or receiver. Now next is a blood donation. If a person meets an accident or the bleeding which occurs through the wounds, many times blood transfusion is very necessary during the surgical operation or during in the case of emergency. So blood is transfused in case of patient of the anemia, thalassemia and cancer too. Anemia is a disease where the RBC, amount of the RBCs get reduced to the normal level, and thalassemia is a disease or a condition in which the RBC count is increased above the normal count. So if RBC count is decreased or increase below or above the normal count, it is very harmful for our body. So blood transfusion is carried out to compensate the blood shortage in our body. This is known as blood transfusion or blood donation. So as we know, if we donate the blood to a person or in a blood bank, so we can save many lives. So one blood donation can save up to the 3 lives. So it is very important to donate the blood. Now next is the blood banks. So blood is collected in the blood bank by the specific method from the healthy person and supplied to the needful person. If the collected blood is not to be used immediately, it can be stored for the some days in the refrigerator. Okay. If it is not used immediately, so it has to be stored in the cool condition or refrigerator. So that condition or that place in which where the blood is collected and stored for the some days, and when any needful person needed that blood, so blood bank supplies the specific group of the blood to the needful person. This is known as blood bank. Next is a blood donor. So as we know, person who donates the blood, it is known as blood donor, and the person who receives the blood, it is referred as a referred as a recipient. Now next is the blood pressure. As we know, blood is continuously flowing through in our body through the blood vessels and arteries or veins due to the contraction and relaxation of the heart, that is a heartbeat. So due to the contraction of the heart, pressure is exerted on the wall of the arteries, and it is known as blood pressure. So proper blood pressure is very necessary to supply the blood in all the parts of our body. Pressure recorded during the contraction of the heart is known as systolic pressure, and that one which is recorded during the relaxation, it is known as diastolic pressure. Okay, so systolic blood pressure is defined as a maximum pressure which is exerted in the arteries during the systole of the heart. It is known as systolic blood pressure. And during and the pressure which is applied in the arteries during the relaxation it is known as diastolic blood pressure or pressure. So blood pressure is a healthy person is about 120/80 mm to 139/89 mm of Hg. Hg means hemoglobin. So it is measured with the help of the sphygmomanometer. Okay, so the instrument which is helps to measure the blood pressure, it is known as sphygmomanometer. Remember, this is. Now next is a hypertension or high blood pressure. So high blood pressure than the normal, it is known as hypertension. Normal range is 120 to 80 millimeter to 139 to 89 millimeter. So normal high blood pressure is than the normal, it is known as hypertension. So it is a common condition that will catch up with most people who lives into the older age. In the arteries of the person with the hypertension, unnecessary tension develops. So heart needs to perform the more function than the normal condition in the case of hypertension. Both systolic and diastolic pressure are high in the case of hypertension. So when it's too high, it raises the heart workload and causes the serious damage to the arteries. So over the time, uncontrolled high blood pressure increases the risk of the heart disease, stroke, and the kidney diseases also. So always remember that about 350 ml of the blood is collected from a person during the donation, and in our body it restores the blood within 24 hours. So there is no trouble during and after the blood donation. Okay, and the 1st October is observed as National Voluntary Blood Donation Day. And the healthy person of the age more than 18 years can donate the blood for 3 to 4 times a year, in a year. Okay, now see, normal blood pressure is having 120 to 80, systolic pressure and 60 to 79 diastolic pressure. Hypertension stage 1 is having 140 to 160 approximate millimeter systolic pressure and 90 to 99 diastolic pressure. And hypertension stage 2, that means very high blood pressure, very much high blood pressure, is having greater than the 160 systolic pressure and greater than 100 diastolic pressure. Okay, so you have to find out the meaning of the terms. Okay, first one, as I told you, to find out the meaning of these terms, vasodilation and what is vasoconstriction, and find out the meaning of hematology also. What is hematology? Okay, so thank you.